I have one question, or two questions rather, like for finishing or final question.
Okay.
The cyber polygon thing, how does that play into maybe like the fear porn that we're exposed to? And plus, what do you think is, like, apart from sort of shining light on the whole thing, the whole agenda, would be your advice for like getting out of that whole house of cards?
So I'm going to answer the second one first, because the first part is definitely a bit longer. So in addition to exercising your right to consent to things and not making a conscious decision to not mentally or emotionally engage with that fear, I really think the way out is counter economics, that people that oppose these agendas come together to produce what they need to survive independent of these systems, because this is ultimately successful because people are dependent on the governments and the corporations that are intimately involved with that. The most powerful protest at this point is going to be an economic protest. Governments around the world are just waiting for more violent protests or riots. They have lots of tools and plans to deal with those. For example, in the U.S., they're launching a war on domestic terror that is obviously going to target dissidents from the way it is written. And they openly say that's a multinational approach. It's very possible that much of the West, could try and do something with that. And, the more visible you are trying to go to the streets and stuff like that, that is the type of response that they're expecting. Whereas a passive, nonviolent protest of economic resistance and counter economics and just becoming independent of the people trying to build these systems, I think is the most effective way to really counter it. At this point, and I'm not necessarily telling people not to protest or anything like that, but people need to keep in mind the surveillance stuff that they've been setting up and things like that, and that they plan to, take people that are more vocal in that sense, to court or give them legal trouble or other things. And I think a broader counter-economics movement, in addition to, a larger movement of people not consenting and just not engaging with the system, is something that they fear a lot more, that I think could be really powerful.